This is a Miami Sports Music Podcast Network production. This is the #1 Miami fan morning show. Clock blockers, let's go.
I know the whole city riding. A little early, it's a bit surprising. Business moves, now we enterprising. Switch it up, now we improvising.
What's up? Your boy is back. Clock blockers, the #1 Miami fan morning show in the building, baby. Good morning to my Finlaws, my family. It is your boy, Stephen D, and this is the #1 Miami fan morning show. You can follow me on all social media at Stephen D, SKPL. Spread kindness, positivity, and love. Okay? And love. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Super excited to be hanging out with y'all this morning. I've missed you. It's been a few days. We've missed each other. We missed each other. Okay. I missed you. You missed me. We're one happy family. And a great big hug. Okay. All right. You know where I was going with that. Super excited to be hanging out with y'all this morning. I really have missed y'all. It's kind of good to be back. It is great to be back home. I had so much fun the last 2 weekends in Miami and Philadelphia too, and I'll kind of recap a little bit of all that here in a few. But man, I'm so excited that I'm home. You have no idea how excited I am to just be home and chilling. It's been something. Although I did come home to no air conditioner. The air conditioner is broke. And so we have to get that replaced. So I have no air conditioning currently. So if you see me sweating in here, that's what it is. You can also, on your way in, please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. It helps. It goes such a long way into helping the channel grow. We can't grow without your help. And I'm serious about that. So if you can, make sure you guys do that and help the channel grow. Okay? Help the channel grow. Also, hey, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed already. Over 11,000 subscribers on the channel. Big deal. 11,000 subscribers is a big deal, guys. And we're growing, and we're going to keep on growing, and we're going to keep on moving. We're going to keep on shaking and baking. Okay. And it's going to be good. Sign up now to become a member today. There are plenty of seats waiting at the table for you. There's some really amazing people that are already currently members of the channel that I see in the chat here. Some of them used to be members. I don't know if they need to get it renewed, but let me say hello to the current members. Ryan AP was the first member to be up here chatting this morning, although the first person to chat was Manalo. Good morning, Manalo. Manalo used to be a member. Become a member again, Manalo. Who else do we have in here that's a member? Trucker Sean 1981, Dolphin State of Mind. Dolphin State of Mind is in the building. Finn's in the house. Like it. If you're a member, sign up today because there are plenty of seats and we would love to see it. So I'm dropping the link in the chat. I'd love to see 3 new members this morning, or 3 members that used to be members that need to re-sign back up. Whatever you got to do, let's get 3 members to the channel this morning because it helps. It goes such a long way. So make sure y'all do that. It's a big deal. What else, man? What else? If you guys want to help the channel grow by donating, there's lots of different ways you can do it. You can use the YouTube live super chat, which is the $ below the bottom of the chat. Or you can use Cash App or PayPal. If you do end up using Cash App, it is $MSM Podcast Network. Or you can use the QR code that's right on your screen. Whatever it is, we definitely want to see it. We want to see it. So make sure y'all do that. And if you guys want to use PayPal, you guys can also use MSM Podcast Network or use the QR code that's right on your screen. And I just dropped the link in the chat for that bad boy too. It helps to go such a long way into helping the channel grow and what we're trying to do here at Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. So if you're able to, do it. If not, share the link, that helps as well. Want to give a big shout out to two sponsors of the show, ZSM Sports, the number one place to get your cards, jerseys, balls, and hard to find items. Make sure you follow ZSM Sports today. And last but certainly not least, want to say hello to Tailgreeter. Download the app today on your current Crapple or Android devices. Make sure you guys do that today. All right. Make sure you download the app and, enjoy and type up FedEx takeover. And I don't even want to think about any of the tailgates that I have over the next couple of months. Right now, I'm just glad to be home. Let me kind of tell you how the last weekend went, So flew in late last night, got home early this morning, honestly. From Philadelphia. Philadelphia was let me first start off by saying that it was a good time. It was a very, very good time. Saturday night's meet and greet, or Saturday at noon, we did Gino's, Pat's, the steak places there, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. So that was great. And there was a lot of Dolphin fans that showed up. We kind of took over that area in Philadelphia. And then on Saturday night, we did the meet and greet, fan meet and greet at Miller's Ale House. We had over 250 people show up. It was wild. I mean, it was wild. Over 250 people took over that place. We had DJ Sick Turtle there. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. We have not tallied up the entire total of all the funds made. I should have that this afternoon because honestly, I just got home yesterday and just haven't been able to tally up the total. But I think we're north of $1,000 of what we raised for the Eagles Autism Foundation, probably more. So that's awesome. I'm super freaking stoked about that and couldn't be more excited to raise money for a great cause and great people. Man, and that doesn't include the $1,000 that Kay Adams sent. So that's over $2,000 right there. So it's pretty awesome. Man, just a lot of stuff kind of went down. The tailgate, was a good time. Everybody who showed up to the tailgate, I mean, look, DJ Sick Turtle rocked the house on Sunday for the tailgate. There's a few people, Ryan Keeling, Allie Goodman, aka Dolph Freaky, none of the and Allie's husband Jared, none of it would have been possible without them. Possible. Mike just sent a $20 donation. Mike, I have it starred. I'm gonna throw it up as soon as I start talking about that because I definitely want to go off about that. So I will. Thank you for the $20 donation. I promise you it'll be the first thing I get to in my recap of the game. I just want to briefly go over the weekend a little bit more. A couple of other people that were really, really great for the weekend was Nick Needham's mom, Shannon Needham, spent the whole weekend with us. She came Saturday night. She hung out with us. She also hung out with us on Sunday at the tailgate, took the bus with us back and forth. Most generous, nicest person I've ever met. She's really that great. So shout out to Nick Needham's mom, Shannon, although I hate calling her Nick Needham's mom. It's Shannon Needham. Okay. Point blank. So she was great and I love her and she's just awesome. So, yeah, she was really, really cool. Couple of other people that were, really, really instrumental besides, was DJ Sick Turtle. And I kind of already mentioned him, but this weekend is not as successful as it was without DJ Sick Turtle. And I promise y'all that man saved the weekend. It deserves most of the credit for how great this weekend went, in my opinion. And I'm the one who put it together, me and Ryan, Ryan and I. So Ryan Keeling and I both say that DJ Sick Turtle was awesome. And then Ryan Keeling was one of my best friends and, was a big instrumental person in making sure this weekend went off and was really, really good. And then some other people I just want to say thank you to. Cameron, was there for me this weekend in more ways than one. Needed to be able to hear some things. And Cameron was such a great and influential person on that. So shout out to Cameron. Jason Sarney was huge this weekend. Shout out to Jason Sarney. I can't say enough good things about Jason Sarney. I'll go to bat in there for that man. That man is awesome. DJ Low Bear was in the building. DJ Low Bear was awesome too. He got on the ones and twos for a little bit on Sick Turtles equipment and rocked the house. And I think DJ Low Bear had a good time. I think he enjoyed himself. Anybody who went had a great time. And I can tell you for Philly standpoint, I would say about 85% of the Philadelphia fans were actually probably 90% were amazing. I mean, they really were. Like we had a great time, and they were a great time. It was that 10% that, I can tell you one thing. I have never been given the middle finger and cussed out so much in my life. They were some aggressive fans. DJ Lil Bear says, I hate a great time. I think he meant to say I had a great time. There he goes. I got you, Lil Bear. Pins in the house says, I can't wait for DC. I can. I'm sorry. I can definitely wait for DC. But yeah, man, it was great. It was just a lot of amazing people that were there. Dan Bradley is another person I want to say thank you to. Thank you, Dan, so much for this weekend and helping. Steven owes me a membership. I do owe you a membership. I'm not sure how to quite do that, but we got to get DJ Sick Turtle a membership. I will figure it out, Sick Turtle. I will figure it out. But yeah, so Sick Turtle, if you just missed my words, rewind it a little bit. I shouted you out big time. Man, what else? Is there anybody else I'm missing? Allie, obviously Allie Goodman, Dolph-Freaky. It was she's amazing. She's one of my best friends, and she's awesome. There's not too much I really can say without getting emotional with her help this weekend and the people that she came with this weekend. So thank you, man. Thank you. Give that man a wrench. I'm sure I can't do it. Like, I don't know how to gift a membership on my end. I know that people that watch can gift memberships, but I don't know how I can. So I got to figure that out. Anything else? I think that might be it, man. Shout out to Don Somlinski. That was really good. Don Somlinski was awesome. Rick Spar says pay like everybody else. Rick, DJ Sick Turtle stepped up this weekend in more ways than I can count. And the one thing he asked for was just to have a membership to the channel. And so I want to be able to do that. That man was very instrumental this weekend. Rick. Okay. Can't say that's all he wanted. Of course I can get that, man. I just got to figure it out. So shout out to Rick, or shout out to both of them. 1, 2, 3, 4 EPs. We can't give membership trade. We can't give membership trade Wilkinson. I think you meant Wilkins. I'll get to that in a minute. EPs. God, some of you are upset. I think that's it. I think that's all I really have for this weekend. I will tell you this. I don't think I ever need to step foot in Philadelphia again as a fan of an opposing team. I did it once. I wore my team gear. I did it. I can say I did it. Don't need to do it. There were some really good Eagles fans, but there were some that were just straight swear jar coming in effect assholes, just big ones. But most of them were great. 90% of them were amazing. But the 10% that weren't went above and beyond. And but that's Philly. That's Philly for you. That is Philly for you. All right. Let's get into the game, because that's all I can really think about for this weekend. Because Miller's Ale House was amazing. Geno's and Pat's were amazing. The tailgate, the people that helped put on the tailgate, from my end, were amazing. And yeah. All right. The game. Obviously, being at a game and then watching a game on TV, I don't have to tell y'all are two different things. For me, in watching the game, we were competitive the whole game. I saw a team that went toe-to-toe with a team that went to the Super Bowl last year. And there was some things that, yes, were not quite the way we wanted it to be. We had 3 offensive linemen out, starting offensive linemen out against the number 1 defensive line. And in my opinion, did the best they could with what they had. Okay? So, I mean, seriously, that's what I'm talking about. Like, from that standpoint, like, I get, look, Liam Eichenberg, come on now. I don't need to say nothing about him that y'all don't already know. But in my opinion, they held their own and did the best they could with what they had. And best with what they had was still competitive against one of the best teams in the league and a team that went to the Super Bowl last year. To me, I saw what I wanted to see with the exception of a win. I saw a team that can hang with the best of them. That's what I saw. I think we are a top 5 team in the NFL. If you don't think that we are, I'm sorry that you feel that way, but we 100% are. We face the best defensive line in the league without 3 of our starting offensive linemen. Of course, the run wasn't going to be that great. Not only that, I hadn't even gotten to the officials yet. I'll get to the officials. Don't worry about it. I'll get into all that. For me, the standpoint of what the Dolphins overcame, it was 24-17 with about 6.5 minutes left. Let me say that again. It was 24-17 with 6.5 minutes left. I understand that our offense only scored 10 points. I get it. I get it. I don't think we're frauds. I think that is a very horrible statement to put it, in my opinion. I don't think we're frauds. I think we're a team that is growing and getting better. And we got a real idea. You know, I think somebody had wrote it, and I think I retweeted it. Let me see if I did. Yeah. So McDaniel in his press conference said, and I quote, "I told the team this weekend that if we win the game, we'll have to deal with a ton of hype and be crowned as the best team in football. If we lose the game, then they'll say we can't beat good teams. Understand that either narrative matters nothing because if we win, we don't want a false sense of security. And if we lose, we don't want to make it more than it is. I know the narrative is going to be there, and it's going to be there until we beat a team with a good record. You are your results, and until you prove otherwise, you got to be willing to hear the consequences of the results." I'm not mad at that. I am telling you what I saw. I'm telling you right now, the Dolphins are going to beat the Chiefs in Germany. They're going to win next week against the Patriots. And when we're sitting 7-2 going into the bye week, I don't want to hear nothing because we will be one of, if not the best team in football. We would have gotten killed by Buffalo, who's a division opponent who just has our number. We played competitive against the Philadelphia Eagles and the National Football League referees. We had to play against 2 opponents the other night, and we beat Kansas City in a very hostile environment in Germany. Okay, maybe not hostile, but nonetheless, it's still a different environment. And if you go in there and you take care of business against Kansas City, which I fully predict that we will at this point, and we take care of business in New England, and we are sitting at 7-2, nobody ever better come up here and talk about we're frauds. And I don't understand how you can think that we're frauds when the game was a 1-score game with 6.5 minutes in the fourth quarter. We are a good football team. We're better than a good football team. Let's just get that straight. We are one of the best teams in all of professional football and all of football, period, all across the world. The Dolphins are one of the best teams in the world. In the world. Yes, our offense only scored 10 points. So be it, whatever. It's one of the best defenses in the NFL, and we hung with them. You're not going to win every game 40-10, 70-20. It's not going to happen. Sometimes you're going to have to get in there and grind it out. And let me tell you, I saw some stuff from our defense that I was very happy about. With 6.5 minutes left, we only held them. I said, look, if the Dolphins hold the team under 30 points, it's a good the defense did what they needed to do. Now, granted, the final score was 31. They scored that last touchdown. I get it. And that push, that 4th and 1, whatever it's called, the fumble or the tush push, whatever you want to call it, is such a BS call. Now, to Nick Sirianni's credit, he said, if it's such a BS call, why doesn't everybody do it? Because not everybody can do it. Okay. I still think it's a BS move. Okay. That's not how the game was intended to be played. I call it what you want. It is, but it's legal, right? I'll take it. It's legal. It's a BS move, but it's legal. The Dolphins, hear me out. I love the Dolphins. I know y'all think I'm a homer. I know y'all think I'm Mr. Hopium. I know y'all think I'm Mr. Spread Positivity. I promise y'all right now, this team is a good football team, and it's better than a good football team. It's the best team we've seen since the early to mid 90s, and it's not even close. It's not even close. Stop it. Just stop it. Mike Skaliski with his $20 donation. He said, I don't care what anyone says. Refs can absolutely affect the outcome of games, and they screwed us and other teams over royally. Even Pat McAfee went off about the officiating this weekend. 100%, Mike. 100%, Mike. Look, here's the best part about what I just kind of said. I didn't even bring up the referees for the beginning. I talked about what we did as a team. And what we did as a team is play a competitive football game against the Philadelphia Eagles and the National Football League referees. We played against two opponents on Sunday night, and we were still one score away with 6.5 minutes left. Do I like the throw that Tua threw at the end of the game that would cause the interception that pretty much lost it for us? No, I don't. Was there a flag on that play? 100%. Don't tell me that there shouldn't have been, because there was. Jose says, Steven, it's a BS move because the defense isn't allowed to have the safeties push the DTs from behind to stop it. That is a great point, Jose. That is 100% a great point. And I agree with you, Mike. If it was called, it didn't even have to be called evenly, just called better. Give us 2 more flags at crucial points in the game where it should have been called. That game is easily a 10 to 14 point swing. And maybe we play it a little bit differently at that point. I think we learned a lot about ourselves. And I think, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, that losing this game does nothing more than make this team hungry. Here's something else I want people to understand, okay, about, oh my God, beating bad football teams, blah, 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 blah. Okay? Here's something I need y'all to understand. Okay? This is from somebody on Twitter yesterday, and I verified this, so all this is accurate. Okay? Share the screen. I need y'all to see this. The greatest team in the NFL is considered the greatest show on turf, offense-wise. Okay, not defense, but offense-wise. The greatest offense in the history of the NFL is considered the greatest show on turf in 1999. Y'all ready for this? I don't think y'all are. But here we go. Let's talk about it, shall we? Let's talk about it. The greatest show on turf in 1999. I don't know why they had their bye week in week 2, but they did. They beat San Francisco. The New York Giants were at 500, and that's it. They beat one team the entire year that was over 500. In 1999, the St. Louis Rams, the greatest show on turf, beat one team that was over 500. They lost games to a 6-1 Tennessee team and a 6-2 Detroit Lions team. And they lost the last week of the year because they had all their starters out, and that's all it was. So I don't want to hear that, oh my God, the Dolphins only win or lose against good teams. A NFL football team is a NFL football team. Stop it. Just stop it. I don't want to hear about this record BS crap because you can clearly, history repeats itself. You can clearly win a Super Bowl even if you win one game against a team above 500 during the year. The Dolphins, I need y'all to hear this. I'm going to say it. I'm going to keep on repeating it. Are one of the best teams in the NFL. And by the way, they lost that 6-1 Tennessee team. Who did they play in the Super Bowl and beat? That 6-1 Tennessee team. You're right, Alex. I just saw your thing. Yep, there you go. Said the same thing I just said. Let's go. I'm telling y'all right now. So look, here's some realness for you. Yeah, I think there should have been better play calling on McDaniel's end. Yes, some of the decisions that Tua made, I was not happy about. Especially that very last play of the game, pretty much for them on offense side. Why are you going to throw when you need 8 yards, throw 2 yards? Throw it 8 yards. You lead the league in yards per attempt. And that's not yards after catch. I think it's like 9.2, something like that. But I'm also going to give Philly their credit, right? Darius Slay, that group, like Bradbury, they played a good game. They shut down some of our wide receivers. They did. They shut down some of the passing attack. Now, to be fair, Tua still had 216 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. It was a bad interception, but it was an interception nonetheless. It was a play that actually should have never counted because there was a flag clearly on that play that wasn't called. And if that happens, now all of a sudden he's probably 230, 240 yards with 2 touchdowns and no interceptions on the game. Minimum. But to have no penalties on the other team is absolutely outrageous. It's outrageous. I'm not going to sit here and pound on the table and say we lost because of them. I can think that, but I'm not going to come out and say it. I think we should have made better decisions in certain situations, but I also think nobody plays a perfect game. And it's tough when you have the team that you're playing against and the referees that you're playing against. Steven, that flag is thrown. Dolphins 1st and goal from the 1. You're right, Alexander. I'm not saying you're wrong, buddy. I'm not. I'm just, Tyreek Hill, 11 receptions, 88 yards, and a touchdown. The next player was Jalen Waddle for 6 receptions, 63 yards. Cedric Wilson had 2 catches for 24 yards each, pretty much. So 48 yards for Cedric. They didn't had penalties, but the times that they did, they were offsetting. Exactly. This is not a gimmick offense. This is a legit offense. This is one of the most powerful offenses you will ever see in the history of the game. You will not see this again. You won't. You will not. We are witnessing one of the greatest teams of our generation, of this game, period. Enjoy it. There was 2 offsetting penalties, Cruz, at least. 2, I believe. But I'm telling you right now, there's a 14-point swing with some of those non-calls. 14-point swing. And the only reason why Tyreek Hill said he put the loss on me is because he dropped the ball in the end zone. I mean, look, am I going to get mad at the guy who's leading the league in receiving yards and one of the best players? No, not one of the best non-quarterback player in the game. Hell no, I'm not going to get mad at Tyreek Hill for making a drop pass in the end zone. Does he need to make it? Of course. But I'm going to let that man have a little bit of leeway. That man is out here balling this year. I'm not going to see you and not going to see me up here criticizing that man. No, sir. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. Not even remotely. Tyreek Hill, thank you for all you are doing to make this football team an amazing football team. You're allowed to make a mistake or two. Okay? I'm not mad at you. And any fan that is, go kick rocks. And I'm so serious about that. The Dolphins. I hope y'all hear me. Dolphin fans should be excited. We did not get killed on Sunday night. We played a competitive football team. With 6.5 minutes left, it was a 1-score game. It was a 1-score game with 6.5 minutes left against one of the best teams in the NFL. And we had a buttload of injuries on offense and defense. By the way, we're going to be getting a buttload of players back here soon. Nick Needham, he'll be back next week. Okay? He'll be back next week. Jalen Ramsey, either next week or the week after, he'll be back. And by the way, Nick Needham, that man is, and y'all just saying, well, you know his mom. No, I've always been a fan of Nick, and I don't care if that man plays 15 snaps or 30 or 45 snaps a game. He makes a difference on defense. Cater Kahoud, there's a lot of load being put on that man right now. Eli Apple, I don't know. Look, the man might be a nice guy, but he is 100%, 150% my new Noah Igbenogany. He is. Eli Apple's that guy. I like what Lewis said. I learned more about the Dolphins in this loss than any win this Stephen D. 100%. We're a real football team. If you come up here and talk about the Dolphins are frauds, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. We're frauds? Get out of here. There's no way this team is fraudulent in any way, shape, or form. We have an MVP player at quarterback. We have an MVP player at wide receiver. We have a genius of an offensive play caller. There are some things that McDaniel has done that I'm like, you don't need to, nobody's perfect. The only thing that is perfect in this life is 2 things: Jesus and the 1972 Miami Dolphins. Only 2 things that are perfect in this life. That's it. Nothing else. I don't want to hear nothing. You are allowed to make mistakes. That stuff happens. The Dolphins, at the end of the day, are going to play the New England Patriots this upcoming week, who, how the hell they beat the Bills last week are beyond me. And when we beat them, and then we go to Germany and we beat the Chiefs in Germany, and we're sitting at 7-2, all these people up here that are talking about, oh, we're frauds, y'all better show up. Better show up. Better show up. Pete, I see you in here, my guy. You know I love you. But you have been real quiet over the last several weeks. And the moment you come out of the woodwork, Pete, is when we lose a football game. I don't like that, Pete. I don't like that. You need to be here for wins and losses, buddy. Don't just be here for one or the other. You're my guy. I'm just saying. It's the one thing I got to give you a little crap on. Okay. The one thing. The Dolphins are going to be okay, and they're going to be better than okay. The Dolphins are going to be the Dolphins are one of the best teams in the NFL. You take days off, Steven. You take days off too, Steven. What happened to Wednesdays? I'm just saying. What do you mean what happened to Wednesdays? I've been sitting here. I take days off. The last 2 weeks, I've been putting on events on the weekends and traveling. Don't you better not come up here, Pete, and talk to me about that. I'm out here putting in overtime on these people. It's not just a podcast; it's everything. I'm all about there's no. You know what? Here's what I'll say, and I'm not trying to brag. And this is Pete, but my pride. You hurt my pride right there. I venture to argue a fan that is more about the fans than me. There's not. I will go toe to toe with anybody who thinks that they do more for the fans than me. I'll go to bat. I'll go to bat with them. I don't want to hear that. You better get out of here, Pete. You better not call me out. Not on that. Not on that. And I'm not braggadocious, and I'm not trying to say whatever. Okay. I'm saying with the best of them, I'm up there. I'm up there. You know I love you, Pete. You know you're my guy. But you better not ever call me out on that again. Never. Anyways, Triple S said, Jesus, the 72 Dolphins, and prime Scarlett Johansson. Only things that perfect. Let's go to bat, Stephen D. Just kidding. You're the best, says the Dolph father. The Dolph father. I like it. Look, all right. Maybe Mark Angelo. But you guys have already won your things. All right. You guys are in the Hall of Fame. All right. So you're in the Hall of Fame, Mark. All right. I'm trying to win a Super Bowl to get to the Hall of Fame. That's all I'm trying to do. Okay. Okay. Charles Hilton. Oh, what's up, man? My man. So I met this. So no lie. All right, this guy right here, Charles. Hold on. I gotta text this person back. Give me 1 second. Charles, I appreciate you coming on, bro. I appreciate you, man. I hope you enjoyed your weekend, man. You were great. You were great. You are Hall of Fame Sippa Flipper. I like it. I like it. I like it. All right. You are not lying, Stephen D. You do a lot for this Dolphins community. I appreciate it, Dolphin state of mind. Thank you. All right. Back to the fans. The Dolphins, when it's all said and done, are going to be there. And they are there. Let's just get that straight. There's very few teams in the. By the way, I'm not scared of any team in the NFL. The only team that I think remotely has our number is Buffalo, because they're a division rival. And until we beat them like we need to, that's going to be the case. But I'm not scared of Kansas City. I'm not even scared of Philly. You think I walked into Philly thinking we were going to lose? No. I knew we were going to be competitive in that game. I didn't know if we were going to win, but I knew we were going to be competitive. I wanted to win. I was hoping we were going to win. I said we were going to win, but I knew I just wanted to be competitive. I even said on the show the week leading up to it, I said, look, even if we lose, it was awesome. Met you Saturday night with my wife and Sunday night at the game. We took some pics together. Charles, you are the man, brother. You are the man. I met a lot of great fans this weekend, by the way. A lot of great fans. By the way, that's one new member. I like it. Let's go. Let's get 2 more new members to the channel today. All right. I think it's you, the fans. We didn't have therapy Monday yesterday. I don't think we had Wildin' Out Wednesday last week. So why are you laughing, Steven? You wanted us to win, but deep down inside, you knew we'd lose. Just say it, bro. We're not gonna be good teams with this offense from side to side. No, Pete, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Actually, I'm gonna address Pete, and I'm gonna address Roach here in a second. Pete, I didn't know that we were gonna lose. And I knew that we were good enough to win. But I also think that until you do it, that's what needs to happen. Okay. Now, I agree that the Dolphins have not beat a team with a winning record in a minute. I understand it. But as I just clearly pointed out, that the greatest offense in the history of the NFL right now is considered the 1999 St. Louis Rams, the greatest show on turf. And that team beat one team the entire year that was over 500. And the 2 out of the 3 games they lost, by the way, that third one being in the very last week when they had already had everybody clinched and they sat all their starters that week, was against the 6-1 Tennessee Titans, by the way, who they lost that week, but ended up facing in the Super Bowl and beating, and the 6-2 Detroit Lions in 1999. Let's just get something straight. We're going to be fine. You don't have to beat teams with winning records. All you got to do is be great, get hot at the right time, and get into the playoffs. And then from there, do what you need to do. Take care of business. So I don't want to hear all that. No. And by the way, that's the same thing for you, Roach. Got to beat teams with a winning record before you worry about Buffalo or Kansas City. Nope, sure don't. I got to worry about the team that's in front of me, Roach. And the team that's in front of me right now is the New England Patriots. And they about to catch this smoke too. Dean Brown says, Steven, that's a reach. That's the reach of the week, comparing the 99 Rams schedule. What are you talking about? Dean, all right, who had the second toughest schedule going into the year? Don't worry, I'll wait. Oh, yeah, it was the Dolphins. Before the season even started, everybody said, oh, man, the Dolphins have the second toughest schedule in the NFL this year. You can't have it both ways. We're 5-2. When the beginning of the year, we have the second hardest schedule. You're telling me that's a reach? Come on, bro. Do better. It's not a reach. It's not. Those are facts. When I present you with something that offers an argument to the theory that is being presented to me, don't come up here and talk about that's a reach. No. I took a comparative situation, used the same things that people are telling me about, and counter-presented it in a way that obviously fits my narrative, but it's a true argument nonetheless. Still not a complete team, and that hurts everyone. We just can't beat good teams yet, and that's a failure. Got to beat Kansas City, but can't overlook New England. I'm not mad at you, Kaz. I ain't mad at you, my bro. I'm not. See, that right there is okay to say. We can't beat good teams yet, and that's a failure. That is. Nobody's up here denying that. But I'm going to tell you right now, that game on Sunday night, I was more impressed with that than I was with the win against the Giants. I was more impressed with the loss against the Eagles than I was with the win against the Giants. I didn't learn nothing from the Giants game. The Giants were a crap team. I knew we should beat them. We should have beat them more than what we did to begin with, to be fair. But I learned on Sunday night that this team can beat and play anybody. Come on. They can. Darth Vader says, Batman and Steven are always MIA when the Fins lose. I'm not MIA. Are you talking about like, are there always Miami, like pro Miami, or are you talking about missing in action? Because here I am. Here I am. I'm right here, Darth Vader. I didn't go anywhere. The only reason there wasn't a show yesterday is because I was in Philadelphia traveling. Steven, you know we didn't beat any playoff teams last year. 0-4 in December. Remember, Dean, that was last year. Stop it. Just stop it. Just stop it. We're not bringing up last year. Last year's team isn't this year's team. Steven, facts. Tua didn't beat any playoff team last year, and he's picked up right where he left off. Same conclusion, 0-4 December last year, 0-2 this year. You can see the theme. No, I can't. Wow, really? Time out. Please, hold on. You're going to sit here and tell me that a man that has 71% completion percentage, has over 2,000 passing yards already, and over 15 touchdowns. By the way, we're not halfway through the year yet. He keeps this up, he's going to have over 4,000 yards and 30 touchdowns. And by the way, I think he's going to have more than that. I just want to throw that out there because he's probably going to have another couple 400-plus yard passing games. So with all that being said, I think the man's going to have close to 5,000, if not over 5,000 passing yards, and probably over 40 touchdowns when it's all said and done. That's what I think, or damn near close to it if it's not right there at 40. It does not matter, Dean. It doesn't. What matters, all right, here's my argument to you, Matt Dean. He said against all 500 teams. Does not matter. Here's where your part of your statement is correct. In fact, just a fraction of it is. Yes, we were 0-4 last year. Yes, we're 0-2 against positive 500 teams this year, plus 500 teams this year. Number one, as I stated before, and I'll clearly say it again, you don't need to beat you need to be competitive. And the Dolphins are competitive. They're very competitive. St. Louis Rams won one game against the team over 500 during the regular season. One. Now, difference, they won games in December. Okay? But what happens if the Dolphins, we're not even going to play that. So the fact of the matter is it's October 24th. What do you mean he picked up? You know what I learned from Tua last night? Here's y'all want to know what I learned from Tua, not last night, Sunday night? I'll give you something I learned from him. By the way, Triple S member is now a member again. Shout out for Triple S coming back to the family. Here's what I learned. Tua can take a hit. I'm not scared about Tua getting hurt now. After this game, I am no longer scared about Tua getting hurt. Not. Y'all can sit here and talk about his taekwondo or whatever he learned, Tai Chi, whatever it was he learned in the offseason. It helped. It helped. That man took a lot of hits on Sunday night. Was fine. Woke up, ready to go. Let's go. Still woke up, ready to go. Ready to play. That man is an MVP of the league right now. Over 2,000 yards and 15 touchdowns and only 6 interceptions. He's thrown for less interceptions than games that we've played. He's averaging 0.75 interceptions a game. 0.075. Not even a full interception a game. I'll knock on wood. I'll knock on wood for you, Rashad. Of course he looked frustrated. I want to see my quarterback frustrated. He was upset that because we because he knew that we could play better than what we were playing. We are capable of playing better than what we played. The ceiling is still there. The ceiling is still there, cuz. We haven't even reached our best yet. We scored 70 points on the Denver Broncos and still haven't played our best football of the year yet. I'm going to say it again. We scored 70 points on an NFL team and still have not played our best football yet. You can look at it as a bad thing. I'll choose to look at it as a great thing because I'm like, they're getting better. They're learning. They're improving. This team is, here's the thing. So it was announced yesterday that the Dolphins were the in-season Hard Knocks team. By the way, if you've watched my show for the last 3 years, you would know that my favorite show in all of sports is Hard Knocks. I love it. There's a nostalgic feel to it personally because I've just been a football fan my whole life. And so I've loved Hard Knocks from the very beginning. I love Hard Knocks. Love it. Liev Schreiber, the guy who narrates Hard Knocks. What I wouldn't do to have an interview with that guy. Love him as an actor, even better voiceover actor and narrator. Okay. But when it comes to when I found out that the Dolphins were the in-season Hard Knocks, I lost my crap last night. And I didn't find out till I was on the plane. There was a guy that was a Dolphins fan sitting next to me going home. And I was like, holy cow, we're the in-season Hard Knocks. Let's go. I'm excited about it. I know some of y'all are not, but I am, man. I'm super stoked about it. I am super stoked about being the in-season Hard Knocks team. Because I think y'all are going to get a real transparent view of what we're witnessing here. And you know why the NFL wanted the Dolphins? They wanted to document the history that we're making. They wanted to document the history that is being made. And I'm telling you right now, we are witnessing history with this football team. This team, not only are they being historic, they're still growing. They're still getting together. They're still molding. And that's a good thing. That's a great thing. Are there needs and areas of improvement? 150% yes. Why Emmanuel Ogbah only played 3 snaps on Sunday night is beyond me. Didn't realize that was the case. But he's clearly been one of the best players so far this year. And the times he has played. But I'm telling you right now, y'all can sit here and be mad about it, but every single one of y'all are going to watch the in-season Hard Knocks. You are. Stop it. Just stop it. The in-season Hard Knocks show is going to be fire. It's not another Madden curse. Stop it. Don't let people sit up here and lie to you. Oh, when was the last time a Hard Knocks team won the Super Bowl? Just stop it. Okay? We're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. There are a lot of things that still need to come together and change and work out. And guess what? Here's the best part. We're 5-2. Which, by the way, to be fair to everybody, this guy was right. I said we were going to be 5-2 after 7 games. Somebody told me I need to stand on top of that platform and need to scream it. So that's what I'm doing. I said we were going to be 5-2 after 7. I also said we were going to the Super Bowl and winning it. So 5-2. Let's keep it going. I said we were going to win one of the at minimum one of the 3 hard games: Buffalo, Philly, and Kansas City. Being as we didn't beat Buffalo, being as we didn't beat Philly, that just leaves Kansas City, and I truly believe we're going to beat Kansas City. So we're going to be 7-2 going into the bye week. As I said, I'm not mad. I'm excited. This team is exactly where we want it to be, still growing. All right, maybe it's not where we want it to be, but it's on a path towards that. And all I saw Sunday night was a team that is ready to make that next step. That's what I saw. And they are. They're ready. They just need here's what the Dolphins need to do better. Number 1, Fangio needs to make some adjustments to be able to work with what he has. And what he has is worth doing, is worth adjusting to the type of players that he has. I didn't like that we didn't get any pressure on Jalen Hurts. That bothered me because we clearly have the personnel to try to do it. He just didn't blitz enough. I also think that the Dolphins, getting back Nick Needham, getting back Jalen Ramsey, getting back a lot of these players that are hurt are going to make this team even better because all it does is provide us more depth. All these guys that are playing right now are getting playing time, which is great, right? It's allowing their stock to rise, and it's allowing us to say, oh, hey, hold up. This guy can do it. This guy can't do it. This guy's got it. This guy doesn't have it. We want Connor to get better, Connor to get back, right? Like here, you want to see me step back or do a 180? I will take Connor Williams 1 to 2 bad snaps or 2 to 3 bad snaps all day over Liam Eichenberg playing center for the Miami Dolphins. I will take Liam Eichenberg's 2 to 3 bad snaps a game all day over Liam Eichenberg playing center. I said it. Okay? I said it. Alex said, Steven, we had 4 sacks with 3 starting offensive linemen down. Only 4 against the number 1 team in the league in the defensive line. I mean, come on. Y'all, some of y'all, here's the problem. They need to move Nick Needham to the active roster by tomorrow or he's out for the rest of the year. Nick Needham will be there. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Nick Needham will be there. I promise y'all he will be. Don't you worry your little head. I'm not worried. Look, do I like Eli Apple playing corner? No, I don't. But, man, am I going to be very happy when Jalen Ramsey comes back? 100%. 100%. The Dolphins, when it's all said and done, are going to be sitting at 7-2 going into the bye week, having Nick Needham back, Jalen Ramsey back. We're going to be who else is probably coming back at that point? Connor Williams hopefully will be back at that point after the bye week, if not before, but after the bye definitely, right? I mean, there's a lot of players that are in the next 2 to 3 weeks. We are going to get the equivalent of like 4 or 5 big time trade deadline acquisitions. We are. We're only 7 weeks into the year. 7 weeks into the year. 2023. Top 3 passers for the league right now. Tua, over 2,092 yards. By the way, he's also leading. He's the leader in touchdowns is Kirk Cousins with 16. Tua tied for second for 15 with Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. And he leads the league in passing. Tua is the best quarterback in the NFL right now. He's playing as the best quarterback in the NFL right now. I'll say it again for people in the back that needs to hear this. Tua Tagovailoa is playing right now, today, as the best quarterback in the NFL. He leads the league in passing yards, and he's tied for second in touchdowns, only one behind Kirk Cousins. What do y'all want? Right now, the MVP race is between Kirk Cousins and Tua. And obviously, Patrick is there too. So I don't know what y'all want. Y'all, there better be no Tua slander. None. No Tua slander. None. No reason for Tua slander. The man is playing like the MVP of the league, and the numbers support that. By the way, you want to talk about yards per attempt. Patrick Mahomes is 7.6. Kirk Cousins is 7.4. Tua 9.1. CCR, MVP. I love how y'all are just like, oh, they only scored 10 points on Sunday night. They only scored 10 points on Sunday night. Please go look at the stats for the year. You don't win or lose a Super Bowl in week 7 of the NFL. I'll say it again. You do not win or lose a Super Bowl in week 7 of the NFL. Did y'all hear that? Did you hear that? Stop it. Let this man get what he deserves right now, and that is he's playing great. He is playing great. Did he play a great game on Sunday night? No. Did he play a bad one? No. He had a couple of bad, there's 3 plays that I wish he would have done better, and that probably would have made the game better. But I'm not going to sit here and get mad at somebody who's known for over 2,000 passing yards, averaged 9.1 yards per attempt, and scored 15 touchdowns. Please get out of here with that. His quarterback rating on the year is 110. The next best, I think, is Kirk Cousins at 101. He has 110 quarterback passer rating on the year. He leads the league in yards 40 yards or more. He's like top 4 or 5 in yards 20 yards or more. By the way, Patrick Mahomes 7 sacks on the year. Tua's 9. Kirk Cousins 15. Matthew Stafford 18. Jared Goff 15. Josh Allen 10. Jalen Hurts 17. I mean, what else do you want? He's smart. He makes good, smart decisions. He has a couple of bad plays here and there, but so does Patrick Mahomes. So does Kirk Cousins. Stop critiquing this man and enjoy what we have. We have an elite quarterback in the NFL. Don't know what y'all want to hear. We have an elite quarterback in the NFL. This is not a fraudulent team. This is a Super Bowl contending team. We learned more from this loss on Sunday night that, yes, injuries, if they are there, they will hurt us 100%. But if our players are healthy, and if we have enough healthy players, which I truly believe that we will, and that's where this team is headed, because all these guys are going to be coming back, I promise y'all on everything, the Miami Dolphins will be and are one of the best teams in the NFL. Stop with the fraudulentness. Stop with Tua's a bum. I don't want to hear all that. He's not. He's great. He's absolutely amazing. He's amazing. I'll say it again. Tua is amazing. Y'all better stop with this fraudulent nonsense. It's stupid. It's just stupid. I just dropped the link. Get up here. I want to hear from you. It is a show made for a fan, for the fans, by a fan. It is Clock Blockers, the #1 Miami fan morning show. Hit the like button. No, I'm serious. Hit the like button right now. Hit the like button, you fools. Okay? Make sure y'all hit the like button. Not even playing with y'all. Not even playing with y'all. I think we're going to do like Wildin' Out Wednesday style. We're going to bring on a whole bunch of people. First couple people I'm going to bring on is Batman and my man John. What's up, John?
What's up, guys? How are you?
Pretty good. How
Hey,
are you?
good morning. Good morning. Good morning, John. Good morning, Steven.
Batman, I'm getting a little feedback from you, just so you know. Go ahead, John. I'll let John go first and then Batman after that.
Listen, bad games happen.
I could barely hear you, just so you know.
I got
Maybe it was
volume.
John. Maybe it wasn't Batman.
Let me jump out and check my volume.
Okay. Well, let me bring on Hangry House. What up, Aldo?
How's it going, man?
What's going on, baby? How are you?
I'm good, man. Hey, look, the one thing I have a problem with is McDaniels with loud stadiums. He seems to have a problem getting play called in.
Who,
But at the
McDaniel?
same, yeah,
I mean, look, that environment there on Sunday night was crazy loud. It was a crazy NFL environment.
it was.
But let me tell you, like that I'm not don't be mad about that. Just be like, we just need to do a better job. Don't be mad
Well,
about it.
yeah, no, I'm not mad. I'm not particularly mad about it, but I know, when we get to the playoffs, we're going to the playoffs. It's going to be loud. So you got to figure that shit out. You know what I mean? Give my money to the swear jar after.
I think it's gonna be fine. I think it's gonna be fine, bro. We're gonna be good. John, what's up, John?
What's up, guys? Can you hear me now?
Nah. Are you on YouTube?
Your link it went in through that way.
All right, do me a favor, shut down your phone and then restart it, and then get back on this only, not on YouTube. Don't put YouTube on.
No, I clicked on the link that you put up.
Okay. Because I'm getting feedback every time I talk. All right, Batman. What's up, Batman?
Good morning. Good morning. How's it going, guys?
Pretty good. How are you?
Pretty good. Starting my work day. Didn't really get to chime in too much yesterday on the game.
Okay.
My
Well, that's
two
why I'm here
cents.
tonight.
There you go. My 2 cents. Look, I think Tua played a great game. I mean, you're alluding to, obviously we didn't have offensive linemen. He did what he could. I'm glad we got the president of the Liam Eichen trash right here up with us on the panel, and Alex. Unfortunately, Liam Eichen trash has to be our center, Steven, at least for the next 4 weeks, because Connor has to play left guard for us. Isaiah Wynn's out. Isaiah Wynn's been playing at a high level. He's gonna be gone until after the bye week, unless Christopher Greer pulls out of trade. Leo Eichenberg is gonna be our center, and Connor's gonna be our left guard. That's a scary thing to think about, but that's the truth. That's the reality of what we have right now. I doubt that they're going to start a Lester Cotton at left guard, and they're going to stick with Liam at center, and they're going to slide Connor to guard until Isaiah Wynn can come back. So we're in trouble. Look, I understand. I said, with Philadelphia, if they're not the best defensive front, they're number 2 after San Francisco, but they're definitely one of the 2 best, defensive lines, and we had to go against. And despite only being 4 sacks, this team needs to have capable backups because Armstead is out. We're not going to get him until sometime mid-November. And, we're having injuries left and right. That cornerback situation at least is going to get better. There's rumors that Ramsey might play this Sunday. If everything goes well in practice like it did last week, because he starts contact drills 11-on-11 tomorrow. If everything goes well, Ramsey will make his Dolphins debut this Sunday alongside Xavier Howard. So that is a much necessary comeback for both of us, for this team, and for this fan base. As far as the Hard Knocks, I was very happy, Steven. I understand people don't want to. Yeah, listen, it's content, and again, at the end of the day, like, listen, if the NFL got me to watch at least 2 episodes when the Jets were on Hard Knocks at the beginning of the year, you better believe I'm going to be watching my Miami Dolphins because it's exciting, it's fun.
I'm excited about it too. I think it's going to be great, man. 100%. All right, let me say hello to Rashad and Alex. What's up, gentlemen? How y'all doing this morning? Y'all were the next ones on.
What's up, Steven? So, you want me to go my little rant here?
Go ahead, man. Floor is yours.
Make it quick.
Yeah, whatever. I am so sick and tired of this national media garbage and everybody that wants to sit there and troll this fan base and these trolls that are in this fan base with all the garbage that comes out their doggone mouth.
Name on it.
Tua can't do this. Tua can't we can't be good teams. Let me ask you a question. Like you said, Steven, who had the second hardest schedule coming into the season?
It was
the
us.
Miami Dolphins. How many playoff teams were
100%
on this schedule the first couple weeks? I count at least 3 or 2. Okay, the first 7 weeks. Tua beat both of those playoff teams from a year ago. Okay, what teams are you talking about that Tua hasn't beaten a doggone playoff team? He beat 2 of them in the Giants and the Chargers, and he beat Buffalo last season too. So miss me with that garbage that comes out the doggone mouth of y'all. And these the Dolphins are fraud. Man, you play what's on your schedule. It doesn't matter
That's
about
way
the
to keep it
doggone
clean,
schedule.
Alex.
Who's a bad team? Who's this? So I guess the Lions are frauds. The Lions are frauds. The 49ers are frauds too. Let's go with that. And the Eagles haven't played nobody up until us. They haven't even beaten a winning team yet up until us.
Alex, what about Liam Eichenberg? Is he a fraud?
Liam Eichenberg is a fraud. He's a fraud. Okay? He's a doggone fraud. The Dolphins are going to win 12 games. They're going to win a division, and they're going to go to the Super Bowl. Enough of this garbage. Enough of this garbage, man. That pisses me off. All these trolls in the fan base, especially even though he's the homie. He pisses me off.
Are you done now, Big O? Are you done now?
My name is Alexander Rene Diaz, not Big O.
You're the son of the Big O. Are you done? Let Rashad go. Go ahead, Rashad.
Go ahead, Rashad.
All right, my bad. I'm gonna be quick because I got music and I got a lot of work. For the fraudulent people out there, because we are losing to playoff caliber teams. Are we the team that's losing to the Jets?
No.
The Patriots?
No.
The Jags.
The Cleveland Browns with a third-round quarterback? The Minnesota Vikings without Justin? Is that us?
Drafted rookie free agent.
Is that us?
No.
I'm confused.
We're not.
But we're the frauds for losing to playoff caliber teams.
And the Eagles, that's who we lost to. And by the way,
with backups,
I just want everybody to know that with the Eagles, there was 6.5 minutes left and we were down 1 score.
Thank you.
That's a fact.
We're frauds for going out there with 3 backup offensive linemen, no starting cornerback. Cater, I guess you will call him a starter, but is he starting over Ramsey? Is he starting over X? Oh, okay. Y'all are upset that
I do want to know why Cam Smith hasn't been playing, but that's just
y'all are upset that the backups lost to the NFC champions. That's what y'all are panicking about. You can call it what you want. It's the truth. You can call it an excuse. I can call it the truth. But we're frauds for losing to the NFC champions. Is that an excuse?
Another thing, it's not even.
Or is that the truth?
I think it's the truth.
No, I'm just saying they don't want to hear no excuses. They don't want to hear no excuses. Oh, no excuses. The Jets beat them with 5 backups. The Jets beat them with 5 backups. The Jets did this to them. Bro, get out of here with that.
Well, guess what? They said they starting corners versus the Jets. Go ahead, Lou.
I blame Lewis for the loss.
I'm working real quick. I just came up here to say 2 things. One question to Batman and a statement. I'll go with the statement first. Or it could be a question. Did anyone look at Brian Flores' defense last night? Did anybody see that?
No.
Eight men on the field. 8 men on the field at one point.
Okay, that's fine. I was just posing the question. But Batman, real quick before I get out of here, who told you that Connor Williams is playing guard and Liam Meikenberg staying at center? Who told you that?
Don't worry about it.
What happened? What happened?
It's his gas station sauces.
Oh my God! Are you listening to Pete? That take is like a Pete take. That's horrible, Batman. Be better, bro. Be better.
I blame
Don't
Lewis
come
for the
out here
loss.
trying to skate. Why would you blame me for the loss?
You had us going undefeated, Lewis.
No. Hey, like I told Steve earlier, like I wrote in the chat earlier, I'm more impressed with the Dolphins losing the way they did to Philadelphia than any. I could care less that we put 70 on the Denver Broncos. I could care less that we scored 42 unanswered points against Carolina. None of that means nothing to me. You went in there, Sunday Night Football, hostile environment, representatives in the Super Bowl, and you stood tall. I've been critical of Vic Fangio. I think the defense played well. To go in there, stop the Eagles running game that had over 100, under less than 100 yards rushing. Yeah, okay, A.J. Brown went off. We didn't have Ramsey's obviously not there. X didn't play. No, I think Miami handled themselves very well. I'm super excited. I'm with Steven. Moving forward, what we've seen Sunday night, you should be encouraged moving forward with this Miami Dolphins team because they showed up Sunday night. So,
Lewis, you know I back you 100%, Lewis. You know I feel the same way.
Chef Lewis back. Oh my God. Where you been, man?
I mean, I am proud of the Dolphins.
I've been cooking.
Lewis, you know how I feel. I am proud of the Dolphins for what they've done Sunday. There was no loss. We didn't lose. You know, the Eagles didn't win. The refs gave them a game, and I don't care about that. The Eagles came up and showed up to our Dolphins, who we did what we did. We were on top of it. And as Lewis said, there was one score difference with 6 minutes left in the game, and we played ball. You know, we're going forward from this, and I only see us losing one more game the rest of the year.
I mean, I would like for that to be the case. That would make my day, my ball from your mouth to God's ears.
You know what? Worst case scenario, we're going to be 12-5 and have the AFC East.
I mean, look, I said that at the beginning of the year. I said this team. I said 13-4. I think we get 2 more losses.
Well, I originally said 12-5. I said 12-5 back in May, but with the way the defense has been improving and everything, I see us only losing one more game.
I mean, shoot, that would put us at 14-3. What's up, man? What's going on?
I love how we're getting called frauds, bro.
I mean, time out. Just so you know, we're getting frauds by people within our own fan base, though. That's what bothers me.
Do you realize we played the Bills and the Eagles, our 2 biggest games on the road? If you look at the schedule, the Ravens are only road hard game left. We got the Chiefs in Germany, that's neutral. Cowboys and Bills at home. So you can take all your frauds narrative and shove it where the shine don't sign.
You're wrong, Steven. They're not a part of this fan base. They're scared little trolls that sit in dark corners and want to ride the coattails when the team is winning.
And guess
that's what that is.
Jalen Ramsey's ready to come back. Howard's going to be healthy. Achan is coming back. Armstead's coming back. This team is ready to go. You don't want to face us in January. We're coming.
Are you saying winter is coming?
I'm saying the Miami Dolphins are coming.
All facts, Greg. I like it.
You want to call us frauds now? Guess what? When we beat the Chiefs in 2 weeks, we're probably going to lose the Chiefs, but because of Taylor Swift. But anyway, we're going to beat the Chiefs.
Because of Taylor Swift. Get out of here.
Steven, we're going to have 40 penalties in that game, and the Chiefs will have 0.
Oh, yeah.
I'm calling it now. We're gonna have 40 penalties. They're gonna have 0, but we're gonna beat the Chiefs because we're gonna overcome those 40
They're not
penalties
called
and
the
win that
Chiefs
game.
anymore.
The
Hear
Swifties,
ye,
the
hear
Kansas
ye.
City,
From
Kansas
this
City
day
Swifties.
forward, I here do decree that the Kansas City Chiefs will henceforward be named the Kansas City Swifties.
Yes, they should have lost at least 3 more games.
I'm just saying. All right. Who else? Pop Paul, man.
Yes, sir.
What did y'all think of what I said this morning? Do y'all agree? Do y'all disagree with me?
No, I agree
I was
100% with you. I agree 100% with you, Stephen.
I hope more people do. The fraud. Nelson says the frauds are them refs. The NFL still has the same ref with a bad record of officiating. Yeah, look, that guy lives 65 miles away from Philadelphia and has been suspended before for unethical officiating.
That was a BS call on Christian Wilkins, not gonna lie.
Well, I mean, what about the total missed call on the face mask? I mean, you can't. Everybody in the world seen it, but not one single ref saw it.
And on Raheem the Dream, there's a PI.
Yes.
So our offense only puts up 10 points, right?
All right,
those 2 penalties are called,
real quick.
2.
Big Cat from Barstool Sports, who I like. Okay.
I hate him right now. He's attacking my boy Nicky Smokes, and I don't like it.
But no,
He's calling
look,
us
by the way,
frauds.
that's a friendly thing. Those two guys love each other, just so y'all know. He has the Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs as juggernauts. Super Bowl contenders, he has the Ravens, the Seahawks, and the Jaguars. Almost Super Bowl contenders, he has the Dallas Cowboys and the Cincinnati Bengals. He has, if things break right, there's a chance, just saying, for the Jets, the Steelers, the Browns, and the Rams. He says Super Bowl contenders if the season started week 7. Vikings, Bears, Broncos, Giants, Patriots. And he has Fraud Watch, Detroit Lions, Miami Dolphins underneath that. So he has
You got to be a Bills fan.
the Giants, the Broncos, the Bears, the Vikings, the Rams, the Browns, the Steelers, the Jets, the Cowboys, the Bengals, the Jaguars, the Seahawks, the Ravens, all better than us.
That's cap.
That is big cap.
Just like Dave Portnoy saying the Patriots are better than us. He's probably on some weed or something.
He's being a homer.
It's like someone just stated, you need to see the pictures that are floating around. I don't need to see the pictures. I saw the game.
Yeah. We were there.
Steven was there. I mean, yeah, there was so much BS. And we still damn near beat them.
If I was at that game Sunday, you might have seen Greg run on the field and smack the ref.
Hey, how's Jalen Phillips' neck?
Exactly.
I mean, I'm surprised he doesn't have whiplash or something as many times he was clotheslined.
Well, he probably can't even swallow anything hardly today.
Yeah, and they did it more than once to him.
Yes, they did.
I mean, the defense with Long. Well, they clipped him.
Yeah.
Right before he went to hit the runner. I forgot who was.
Yeah, it was on the blitz. It was on the blitz.
Yeah, on the blitz, and they clipped him. David Long.
Well, they didn't clip him, Lance. They freaking clotheslined the shit out of it.
They clotheslined him tim
the heck out of him.
Yeah. Because the one that I saw. They came in from behind him and hit his knee.
They blindsided him on that one. Yes.
On the beginning of the game.
Or what about?
I'm sorry.
That's
go
a
ahead,
clip. That's a clip, right?
No. The one I'm talking about is when Swift ran to the outside and got like 4 or 5 yards out of that play in the beginning of the game. Long was coming in on a blitz and he got absolutely beheaded by one of the offensive linemen, like clothesline the heck out of him.
Yeah,
I thought it was like when we got our first, when we first got our first false start, that the beginning of the game, the clock wasn't even running
At all.
at all. How does that happen?
Well, you didn't see a single hold call on them or false start, and they were doing both those left and right.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't call anything on them. Literally anything. It was a disgrace.
And the other thing,
Just the one offsetting foul.
The other thing is this, right? I don't know if if any of y'all saw this, but did y'all watch Lane Johnson every time Hurts snapped the ball?
Yeah, he kicked his leg back before.
5 false starts on Lane Johnson the entire game.
Yeah, he was kicking his leg back early.
And not only that, on the highlights that they were showing Lane Johnson on Jalen Phillips, bro, every single highlight was a hold.
Every single one.
It was a hold every single highlight.
I mean,
dude.
even the officiating ref on TV and all were saying, they were being ticky-tacky, and the fact of the roughing the passer, that was BS.
Mind you, you want to know how the refs dictated that game too, Papa Paul? The first one on the Christian Wilkins personal foul, the roughing the passer.
Yeah.
What happened? Got a touchdown on that drive, right?
Yeah.
And not only that touchdown, but if you watch the touchdown, there's an illegal man downfield that wasn't called.
Hey, and the way I'm looking at this roughing the passer stuff, I think they ought to start just hitting them, because even if they just tap them, you may as well hit them and be penalized for the real deal.
Exactly. Knock their ass out.
But
sorry.
Also, Lance about the call, right, on the interception of in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
right?
that was horrible. But
The non-call, where most of it was absolutely tackled to the ground by number 52. What happened on that drive? They freaking scored a touchdown on that drive to put the game out of reach.
Well, most of the calls were when we got down to the 30.
Yeah, 100% it was. I'm hearing somebody's feedback. I don't know if that's Lance. Let me see if that's Lance. Is that Lance? No, it's not Lance.
I mean, Mike.
Hello. That might have been Mike Sherrod.
Yeah.
Oh, Sherrod, make sure your YouTube is turned off, and if you have headphones, put your headphones in and go out and come back in.
I've never seen a worse officiating game in my years of watching the NFL, and I've never seen a team have no penalties the entire freaking game in my years of watching the NFL. I was just so hot after that game, it wasn't even funny. I was so hot after that game.
I think that's great.
I was just absurd.
We did everything we could, and there was no way we were going to win that game with the refs the way they were pulling things. So it's not I'm not blaming anybody. I'm not crying about anything. We're moving on. We're going to show who we are over the next few weeks.
I got a text from my uncle right after that game, right? And my uncle is a diehard Dolphins fan, just like I am. But I'm starting to question his fandom, because he sits there and texts me, "Well, we all know what the Dolphins aren't." And I was like, "What's that?" He goes, "Contenders. The Dolphins are the Dolphins.
No.
The same old Dolphins from years past."
No, they're not.
No, they're
and he
not.
says,
No.
Tua is a liability.
No, he's
He's
not.
the reason why that the team is not as
You know what? When you're getting, you know, we got robbed when you got half the freaking Philadelphia fans texting Dolphin fans that we got robbed.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, there was.
I didn't know either.
Well, Dolphin Winters lives up in Philadelphia. He knows a ton of Philadelphia fans, and they were all texting him left and right saying we got robbed.
He was at the game with me too.
Yes.
We were watching the game from the same place.
The thing,
Yeah, I
the thing
know.
is,
I know.
the thing is, Papa Paul and Steven, I'm with you 100% on this where this team is right now. I think this team is good, and Steven, as long as I've been on this show with you, what have I been saying since the offseason? That I've been very positive about this team, right? I've been very positive
And
about
there's
this
good
team,
reason to be.
and and I've had a little bit of issues here and there, but I wasn't as concerned as a lot of fans are. And I'm still not that concerned. I still think that this team is going to win 12 to 13 games. We're going to get better. We're going to win a division, and we're going to make a run.
I agree with you, Alex.
I agree too. At the end of the day, we have a really good team, and we showed that we can be competitive with anybody. Even with the refs hanging by our necks, we showed we can give
100%.
anybody a good game. And that's something that's scary for everybody because we're missing so many players.
Exactly. I agree with you.
Crazy pass that happened toward the end of the game with A.J. Brown splitting two quarterbacks.
Yeah, I mean, look,
If X is there or if Ramsey.
I have to blame Deshaun Elliott on that pass, though. I have to blame Deshaun Elliott. He got over there late. If he gets there attached sooner, that ball is picked.
Well, it's the same. That's true, but at the same time, it's hard to blame a lot of players because of the fact that he had so much time. That is the end all be all of it. But with that floater going out, it should have been picked off by the corner.
Are you talking about like the one where? Are you talking about the one where you scrambled out of the pocket, or are you talking about the one at the end of the game where you threw that bomb, like 40 yards?
He threw a bomb and he got hit at the same time.
Oh yes, that was the one. That was the one I was talking about. Yes, that was the one I was talking about. That Elliott, if Elliott gets attached there sooner, that ball is picked off by Deshaun Elliott.
Yeah.
Todd, what is going on? A lot of noise in your background, boss. All right, look, I just guys killing me with noise in the background.
He had a few of those though.
Yeah.
One of the things that I think is very integral or very interesting, let me put it that way, of what this team is going to be and how it's going to be moving forward is how they overcome the next 2 weeks, man. I think that, for me, I think the Dolphins, if they win the next 2 games, they have to be considered the best team in the NFL, right?
Yes.
They won't.
Hey, Steven,
when it comes to our fan base, yes. Hopefully. And that's a big hope. But for the pundits, they'll never fucking really respect us.
Oh, you want to hear something funny though, guys? Hangry, Papa Paul, Lance, and Todd and Steven. Listen to this, right? So I mentioned to you about my uncle, right? He's a diehard Dolphins fan. You know what he texted me after that? He said the Jets might be the best team in the division. I'm like, what? He said the Jets might win a division.
Look, I think some of the reason that people are feeling the way that they're feeling is PTSD from Dolphins fans, right? Like the PTSD that Dolphins fans have in general. And I don't think people understand how to utilize that. And I think that that's an issue.
Well, Stephen D, the way I look at it is we were one slant pass away from trailing by 7 if Tyreek catches that pass. We lose by 7 and we battle. Wow, what is all that noise?
Oh, that's my bad.
Killing me, Gabriel.
We had all the injuries. We battled a good healthy Eagles team to lose by 7 away against the officials and the healthy Eagles team. That's an improvement that we wouldn't have had in the past. We would have gotten the doors blown off.
I know. I don't think that. It's funny. I don't think the score gives any indication of what it was really like. I mean, I think people need to realize and put things into context that we weren't healthy. I understand they had some injuries too. It's whatever. But look, ultimately at the end of the day, the Dolphins played a very competitive football game against a team that was in the Super Bowl last year. And that needs to be said and applauded because we didn't get blown out. We didn't get embarrassed. We played a competitive football game, and we had to play the refs. And there's a side of me that hates that I keep bringing that up, but it was so egregious that it has to be said. Ultimately.
Yes. It was so off the wall bad. But another thing, okay, I understand the tush push and all that, but when the quarterback's feet are off the ground and his players are basically using them as a battering ram.
Do you think that play should be outlawed?
In that particular case of when his feet are off the ground, he's down. He should be down at that point because especially when you have your own players holding your legs up, he should be considered down.
And
I don't know. I can't say necessarily outlawed, but in that particular matter, when your players are taking the quarterback and using them as a battering ram, that's not supposed to be allowed as it is, I thought.
No, it's not. Plus, I don't think the defenders are allowed to push the players in front of them. So, yes, I think it should be outlawed.
They are because
I'll tell you that last drive, there was 3 4th and 1s that they just did the tush push and got it. And people are like, "Oh my god!" And I'm like, "Dude, it just I don't know how you stop that."
Well, we can't stop it because we're probably 75 to 100 pounds less in weight per person on defense against their offensive line. But at the same time, if that quarterback's feet are off the ground and people are just pushing him through, that's, they're using him as a battering ram. It's just like in the past when, they've tried where someone would turn around and the quarterback or a running back would put their foot in someone's hands and they would toss them up and over. They outlawed that. That's almost the same thing.
You want to know something else? I want to go back to that non-interception call in the end zone. Guys, if you don't mind, I've been hearing this narrative that the ball was underthrown by Tua, so that's why it wasn't called.
Hold on, before you go on, let me just say it wasn't a great pass. It was not.
No, it wasn't. I admit that. But Steven, out of your years of watching football,
but I'm not mad at him either.
But I get it, Steven. But out of your years of watching football and everybody on this panel watching football, you're going to sit here and tell me that you haven't seen an underthrown ball by 5 yards not get called for a pass interference, right? You can't sit there and tell me that. I saw a couple weeks ago or earlier in the day a ball that was underthrown. The receiver gets tackled to the ground, and they still call a PI. I mean, what are we doing here?
No, and the running back was right there to make the play.
Yeah,
he just he got hooked and pulled backwards.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter if the ball's underthrown or not. It does not matter.
He was coming back to the ball, and he was
coming back to the ball. Exactly. Thank you, Todd. Thank you, Todd.
It was clear interference. It was clear pass interference.
Well, there were several of those, the other day, but
there was a few of those.
It is what it is. It's done. It's over with.
I hear everybody talking about, not on this channel, but everybody's been talking about, oh yeah, our offense only scored 10 points. Well, it's kind of hard when our drives keep stopping because of non-calls that they're not making. You have interference there. You got a face mask downfield. You got receivers being held downfield. Tyreek getting his jersey about ripped off. It's kind of hard to make plays when that's happening.
The final time we had the ball, the final time we had the ball on 4th down when it went for it on 4th down, that should have been called illegal contact on Bradbury. Because he knocked him off his route before the ball even got to him.
It was a
whatever.
BS game, but you know what? We battled. We didn't give up. The players could have very easily said, "We're against the whole world. We're not going to win. What? Screw it." They didn't. Now we move on to the next game, and like the players were texting, time to punish the next team.
Yeah, exactly. Saul, what's up, baby? What's up,
What's
Dolphin?
up, family? What's good with you, brother? It's good to be on, man. Listen, it was a great weekend, family. What's going on, everybody on the panel? Papa Paul, my brother. You know what I mean? I will say this to everybody. I was sitting with my brother. I was standing with my brother, Stephen D, during this game, and we endured the same pain together. And I'm going to tell y'all, even with all the non-calls that Philadelphia was not getting called for, we still could have won the fucking game. Excuse my French. We still could have won the game. And at the end of the day, we left a lot of football out there. I don't care what anybody says. We left a lot of football on that field. That's why McDaniel looked pissed off at the press conference. That's why Tua looked pissed off at this conference. We left a lot of football, even with the referees against us, even with the calls that were unsetting, even with everything that went in the variable of that game, we still had a chance to win that game. So I'm a little ticked off with McDaniel and his play calling, because I'm gonna be honest with you. You're going against the second ranked defense in the NFL against Philadelphia, and they are 20th ranked in the pass, and you didn't open it up. And I think Stephen D can agree with me that there was a lot of different holes in that secondary that we could have exploited, and we did not do it.
So let me kind of address that a little bit to your point, dude. All right, number one, it's very tough for me. Let me cook for a second. It's very tough for me to complain about McDaniel when we have a top 5 offense in the NFL, right? I have a very difficult time complaining about him. Now, with that being said, okay, there are a few occasions this year, Sunday night being one of them, where I feel like, man, why aren't you guys, doing, addressing these issues, these little holes more? Now, it could be, and I'm not making excuses. I don't know. This is a theory. There's 3 offensive linemen out, and he doesn't want to, put Tua in a situation where he's ultimately gonna, get hit maybe a little bit more, right? So maybe he's not airing it out because there's not enough time for him to air it out the way that they need to, because they're rushing. So he's doing quick passes to try to get the ball out of to his hands a little bit quicker. I don't know. What I do know is that if the starters had have been in there, I think we would have been more aggressive. I also think that
I'm with you.
I also think that at the same token, it's funny. People are like, losers say that the referees, only losers say that the referees lost them the game, or X, Y, and Z, and you should have, or use.
Well, they didn't watch a game like what we saw.
I'm gonna go there.
Bro, the
right?
past 2 years.
Hold on, let me cook, guys.
Dude.
Let me cook.
Oh,
So the other thing to it is too, people are going to say, "Oh, losers say that injuries are why you are here." The facts are this: it's week 7 in the NFL. We played a competitive football game in a very hostile environment, and there were some mistakes that we made. Nobody's sitting here denying that. The drop pass by Tyreek, Tua's bad throw. Like, there's definitely some, Tua should have made a better decision on that 4th down at the end of the game. Instead of throwing it 6 yards behind the first down marker, throw it past the first down marker, right? So there are definitely some questionable decisions that we're like, okay, we could have done X, Y, or Z. But if we're willing to question that, we also in the same breath have to be saying that flag or that non-call, and that non-call took 14 points off the board, and it's a totally different game if that occurs that way. So the Dolphins, at the end of the day, all I wanted, and I said this last week, I said, look, win or lose, I just want the Dolphins to play a competitive football game. They did that. They 100% did that.
Yes.
And so for me, I look at it and say, this team can be any team in the NFL. There is nobody that I'm scared of. In my opinion, look, I know this is weird coming off a loss saying this, but I think we're the most consistent thing in the NFL right now. Our two losses are against two great teams. You go look at the others good team losses. They've lost. San Francisco has lost back-to-back weeks against Cleveland and Minnesota. Now I understand Minnesota is Minnesota, right? But we all know what Kirk Cousins is in the regular season, and we all know what he is during the postseason. Okay,
Yes.
so let's call a spade. And we know.
Hey, Minnesota without Justin Jefferson.
I got you. I understand exactly. Yeah. There we go. Right. So I look at this and I say, Miami lost a very close game to Philadelphia and I'll say we got blown out by Buffalo. So one blown out game and a very close game. Miami's the most consistent thing in the NFL right now. I need somebody to argue that that's not the case because it is. It is 100% the case. And if we go out and take care of business next week against New England, which we will, and we go to Germany and take care of business against the Kansas City Chiefs, which we need to prove to the league that we can and ourselves and our fan base. But when that happens, we will be 7-2. Argue with me at that time a better team in the NFL. You won't be able to.
Right. You can't. I agree with you 100%, Stephen, but I just want to comment one thing. All year we've been talking about McDaniels abandoning the run. Now he wasn't abandoning the run, and we're saying, why isn't he abandoning the run?
You can't have it both ways, right? You
that's
can't
right. That's exactly what I'm saying. We're complaining either way.
I like what McDaniel said in the post-game presser. He goes, I told my team on Saturday that if we win this game, we'll be, we'll have the X on our back and the target on our back, and we'll have to deal with that, right? And if we lose this game, it'll be we haven't beat a team with a winning record. It doesn't matter. Both of them come with their negative points with that thing, right?
Yes.
And so,
yes, exactly.
I think that you have to look at it and say to yourself, as a fan who's watched this. All of us have watched this team over the last 10 plus years. We've seen team horror. We've seen 1-15 teams, 3-13 teams. We've seen, mediocre 500 teams. We've seen a team make the playoffs and get blown out in the playoffs. We have seen almost everything from the standpoint of a competitive on a week in, week out basis football team. And with the exception of 1 week this year, which was the Buffalo game, we have seen this team be competitive on a week in, week out basis, take care of business when it needs to be taken care of, and ultimately, at the end of the day, have a a league MVP candidate at two different positions, quarterback and wide receiver. I don't know what else as a fan you could want from this team other than, yes, win the game against a plus 500 team that is really good. And by the way, I think that we win a game against a 4-3 team, or it's these elite teams that we need to beat, right? And so that's where I'm at with it. And I think we're going to do that. What is the Patriots record right now, gentlemen?
2-5.
2-5. So we're not going to get that on Sunday, right? So we just need to win and win handedly. And by the way, that's going to be at home, right? So and then we got to go to Germany. And as long as we take care of business in Germany, we're like nobody's gonna. I don't understand anybody's argument that says that the Dolphins are frauds. Even now at 5-2 after a loss, if you think that we're frauds, I'm sorry for you. There's none of that.
Hey, Stephen D, I know you have a lot of people from Germany tune into your show. Everybody that's listening, if you're in Germany, make that a home field.
Oh yeah,
make that a home team, that home game definitely. Stephen. Mike McDaniel has been criticized since he was brought on as head coach for making adjustments. He hasn't made adjustments in the second half, this and that. What I saw on Sunday is he did make some good adjustments in the second half that I liked, and one being the run. The run, even -1 yard, or in the first half it was like what?
-7 the first half.
-7 the first half. They ended up with close to 60, 70 yards rushing the ball, and Mostert had a 5 yard per average carry. And I was calling for McDaniel to start running to the outside more instead of running to the inside. And look what happened. They started running to the outside on the left side or the right, and look what happened. They got some positive yards out of that. And we saw McDaniel make adjustments in the second half, and I love what I saw out of that. The same with the defense. The defense made some good adjustments coming out the half, and it led to them a pick six the other way, or stopping them on third down. But so going forward, this team is only going to get better. They're going to get better and better and better. And like you mentioned, with everybody coming back, A-Chain, Armstead, it's a question mark right now with Holland because he's in the protocol right now. But with Ramsey as well.
Yeah, well, I know
Chan
won't be back until after the bye week.
Hey, I'm okay with that. If Jeff Wilson can pick up the slack until A-Chain comes back, then just imagine having a three-headed monster in the running back position if Wilson can figure it out with Mostert, A-Chain, and Jeff Wilson Jr. back there. Just imagine that. And with Cedric Wilson, and Cedric Wilson starting to show some positive signs the last couple of weeks. You got Hill, Waddle once he gets going, once we could get Waddle going. Cedric Wilson, who's starting to get going. Chase Claypool now, Braxton Berrios. All of a sudden, your receiving core outside of Hill and Waddle looks very, very deep. Very, very talented. So the sky's the limit for this team right now, and I'm very excited going forward what this team is capable of. I've never been this excited in my years of watching Dolphins football, and I'm freaking out here in Texas, unfortunately, so I can't even go to the stadium and watch the game, but because I miss being the season ticket holder. But I got the NFL Sunday ticket, and that's all I'm doing every Sunday, watching my Fins play. And I'm loving what I'm seeing. We had a competitive game Sunday, and let's keep the ball rolling. Let's get this ball rolling. Get the train back on the tracks.
Alexander, you made some great points, Alexander. I live in Philadelphia, and I'm born and raised here, so I definitely understand where you're coming from with that. And I will tell you this: those Philly fans, they actually, it was actually. What I liked about it was actually what I expected, but they knew what was coming to town. And actually, after the game, I talked to a couple fans going towards the subway, and they were like, yo, good game. I was like, yeah, we wish we could have got some more calls. The real fans understood that. You had the fans that were going to talk their trash. I get it. Yeah. I didn't expect nothing less from that. But other fans, we were like, yo, they who were you guys missing tonight? So we were missing Howard. We were missing this person. I told them about a Chan. They were like, yeah, we were wondering where they was like, they were hurt. And they were like, wow. So they know in their hearts that they played against a good Miami Dolphins team that wasn't fully healthy. But what we'll say is this. I watched the Philadelphia press conference also along with the Miami Dolphins press conference when I got home on Sunday night. And what I will say is this. Hurts and the coach, they both look and they both know that they might see this Miami Dolphin team very soon down the line again. And it will be a different game. It will be a different game. They said that was a tough opponent over there. They gave us our props. They gave us our respect. But what I will say is they had that look of, we might see them again very soon. And that's what I loved about that. So we're going to bounce back. I've been telling everybody that. And I will say this. I feel bad for the Patriots Sunday. I really do. It's going to be an old school smash mouth, punch you in the face type.
Let me ask you: if we go into, we go home and take care of business in New England, and or against New England, who by the way just beat Buffalo. Let's say we kill New England, which I think we can, by the way, right? We kill New England. What is that like? That doesn't give us a leg, even at a 2-5 team who just because everybody's giving New England their props right now at 2-5. By the way, that they're this team. So what happens when Miami makes them look like crap on Sunday, and a team that just beat Buffalo. What happens then?
You know what happens then, Steven? What they'll say is this. What they'll say is we beat a 2-5 team,
That's
and they'll say
exactly what
we
they're
did
gonna say.
exactly what we supposed to do. And that's all they say. Well, they couldn't beat Philadelphia, and they couldn't beat Buffalo, and they're gonna always put this we're the bridesmaid, not the bride's narrative towards us. That's how it's going to be through sports media and sports throughout until we beat a quality over 500 team. And we all know as fans what the Miami Dolphins are capable of. Now, are the Miami Dolphins know what they're capable of and are they actually going to do it? That is the question mark that we're still waiting to be answered for this season. And we had a chance to do it this Sunday night and we didn't do it. So until we face Kansas City, no disrespect to, F the Patriots, but when we face Kansas City in Germany, that's going to be another. Is Miami going to be the bride or the bridesmaid? That's going to be the question mark. And until we sit there and beat that quality opponent, that's going to always be that. This is why, and I get this question all the time. Miami Dolphin fans is like, why don't we get the respect that we deserve? Until we beat that team, like a Buffalo, like a Philly, like a Kansas City, until we beat teams like that, we're going to always be mentioned as a somewhat pretender. And that's social media, and that's the sports media saying that. That's not Saul Winter saying that. That's what they're saying out there. So that's the reason why. That's the reason why. Until we get that, we're going to be that team that does and beats who we're supposed to be, and not beat the teams that we're supposed that we can beat. Until we're then, we're going to be that team. So it's going to be interesting. I think Sunday we're going to beat the crap out of Patriots. I really think so. But that's what's supposed to happen. That's supposed to happen.
Dolphins riders. The thing is that I get. As a Dolphins fan, like all of us in this fan, I get so pissed off, heated when I see this national media talk so much the way they talk about it, but yet they don't give the same energy to the other teams as well. That's what I'm saying. It just tickles my feather, bro. Like they don't give the same energy. They talk about frauds and this and that. They say the Dolphins are frauds and that. Why aren't you giving the same energy to the Lions or the 49ers or all those other teams? You want to only talk about the Dolphins. Like come on, man. Enough's enough, man.
The truth is that the Dolphins need to work on where play calling in loud stadiums, we tend to go vanilla. By the way, can we buy gift subs to the channel? Yes. There should be a way to buy gift sub memberships on the channel. If somebody from the chat wants to try to help Aldo out to try to buy gift memberships on the channel, there is a way to do it. It's been done before.
All right, guys, I'm about to head into work. Everybody have a great day.
Go
Fins
sell
up.
some phones.
I will sell some phones. Anybody wants T-Mobile, hit me up. I get you a great deal on some phones, man.
Get out of here.
Let's go,
bro.
Dolphins.
Let's go, Dolphins.
Fins up.
Fins up, guys.
All right, Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. We're gonna do final thought of the day because I gotta fix the AC in this house. This is not good. This house. I'm just letting y'all know.
It's not that Philadelphia weather though.
No, it's not.
It is not. It was not even here yesterday. So
no, Stephen
when
D, I
night,
appreciate you so much, Stephen D. You do a lot for everybody and everything. Your shows are wonderful and everything you do.
Real quick, I appreciate you saying that. Let me just say this real quick while I have 128 people listening. So with Kay Adams' donation of $1,000 because of everything that happened with us, we raised $1,500 this weekend. $2,500 total with Kay Adams donations to Eagles Autism Foundation this weekend.
Nice, very nice, very
$2,500 with Kay's $1,000 in there, which I think is amazing. I think that's a lot of money.
Yes, it is.
In a weekend.
No, that's very good, very good.
So I'm excited about it. I'm really excited about that. So shout out,
happy, brother. Yes,
shout out to $2,500 in Eagles Autism Foundation is amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, go ahead, Paul. I just wanted to interrupt you and say that, man.
No, that's great. Hey, you can news like that. You can interrupt me anytime, brother. No, I'll be at the game this Sunday. I'll be in Orange parking this Sunday. We're gonna have a blast no matter what. And we're gonna kick ass. But I appreciate you, everything you do. You're the leader of the whole talk show industry for the Miami sports fanatics and everything.
Oh, I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that. Now. That's the real people in this community. I don't know if I'm there.
You're the one who helped us small people get started and everything.
Facts.
It's the little things that I'm able to do is great, right? Like I Gorilla Josh, who's one of the two gorillas in the deep end. I had the opportunity to talk with him yesterday at the airport when I was leaving. We actually had a meal together, him and his wife, who was amazing. Shout out to both of them. And we talked a little bit about, when I was able to help Gorilla Luke when we raised money here on the channel for Gorilla Luke, which is awesome. Aldo, yes, there is a way to buy memberships on the channel. If you go to where you donate for a super chat or super sticker, it should be there. Gift memberships too. I think that's where it is. But anyways, we've raised money for Surfside when the building collapsed. We've raised money for, hurricane victims when the hurricane went through South Florida. We've raised money for the Dolphins Cancer Challenge. We've raised money now for Eagles Autism. I mean, I would probably venture to guess we probably have raised a total of $15,000 total over the 3 years for a lot of those causes, which is awesome. So look, I enjoy doing this and I enjoy the platform. But to be able to raise that type of money through the fans and donations, that's a real thing. Like, that's real. That changes people's lives. And so I love it. It's good. Makes my day. It makes me happy. It makes me, whether there's 119 people listening or 1,019 people listening, which hopefully one day I'll get to. We'll do it. And,
well, I just hope one day we'll get to 119 people listening.
You'll get there. Look, we all started there, bro. Like,
yes, I know it takes time. It takes time.
There was a time on this show where I had 12 to 15 people listening at any one time.
I remember those days.
That's our usual. That's our usual day, and I'm happy.
We average 130, 140 people listening on average in the show now, which is great. So my goal is to get, my next goal is like I want to average 250. That's my next small goal. I want to average 250 people per show on average watching live. And then once I get there, I think the ball will start rolling a little bit more and a little bit more. Because it was funny this weekend, like we were doing the whole, Philly Finvasion, and there were so many people. Like, I'll tell you another cool thing that happened this weekend. So we're at the hotel at the Holiday Inn. We ain't got a lot of noise back there, Paul. I'm gonna put you on mute real quick. Your wife out here ready to make dinner. I'm like, all right, let's go. But whatchamacallit, we're at the hotel at the Holiday Inn Express in Penn's Landing in Philly, and we're it's game day. It's the morning of I'm at the computer, like the computer center downstairs. And I'm doing some work to print out the sheet for who's taking the bus. And while I'm printing this out, this lady comes up, and I'm wearing my Zach Thomas orange jersey. And this lady has a Philadelphia Eagles jersey on and a photo patch right on here, like a patch photo of a Marine, and it said RIP on it. And she goes, we're here this weekend, my other son, my husband, and I, because our son was a big Dolphins fan. And we're Eagles fans. And, we said that we were going to come this game and just, honor him by going to this game this weekend. And so she was down there. She was telling me the story about him, and he was a Marine. And I said, so what are you guys doing for the game and everything? And how are you guys getting there? Oh, we're going to take an Uber and we're just going to go walk around. I said, no, you're not. You're going to take the bus with us, your son, your husband, you. You're going to come to our tailgate. You're going to enjoy. You're going to have a good time. And you're going to take the bus with us back and forth. And she was starting to get a little emotional. She's like, really? And I'm like, yes. I was like, I don't know, man. I feel like, that's what this is all about. And, she's like, well, we're Eagles fans. I was like, I don't care. I was like, we're all family here. And so when we were leaving the airport yesterday, or when I was in the airport yesterday going through security, the son was going home. And I saw the son and the father, I guess the mother was still going through security. And he came up and he goes, made my mom, like you made our weekend. Like your generosity was absolutely felt. And so that's what spreading kindness and positivity and love is about for me, and doing little things like that, because look,
doing what you can where you can, it makes you feel good, it makes other people feel good, and that's what it's all about.
I think so too. I think so too. So I'm glad I was able to have the opportunity to do that for them. They were great. And, I hope that, hope they got some closure that they needed with their son, who was named Thomas and a big Dolphins fan. And so, shout out to Thomas and, RIP, all that. So it was good. It was awesome. It was awesome to do that. I had a good time. And, again, we were, I was talking to Nick Needham's mom, Shannon Needham, and she was amazing. And she's got a great charity that we're going to do some stuff for. I'm actually going to call her this afternoon. We're going to do some stuff with Nick Needham's charity, and Nick Needham's mom and Nick Needham have this charity, 4dfam.org. And we're going to work with them exclusively to do some charity work with them, which is great.
Steven, let's work together on that, because I have something that I've been putting together to raise money so we can maybe double it.
Hey man, look, I'm open to everything. I love doing this show. And I like when, look, I live off donations for this show to be able to do this on a regular basis. So when y'all donate $5, $1, it goes a long way. But the little bit that I do get, I want to be able to give back too. And so that's where I'm at with that, man. I want to give back, and that's what it's all about.
So, and another thing, Steven, we got to get you on our show as well, since we got both of us on here. We got to get you on the show one night, brother.
Hey man, this week I'm taking a break from a lot of Dolphin stuff to just relax.
No problem.
But in the coming weeks, I'm 100% about that life. So I'll be honest with you, I don't think people realize how much goes into putting on these events. So
yes,
absolutely.
And when things don't go the way they're supposed to go, it even takes more out of you and a life out of you. And you have to adjust on the spot and be able to, maneuver. And so that's what we had to do that a little bit this weekend, but we were able to, and I think everybody told me they had a great time. So it was good. So, all right. Those are my final thoughts of the day. Tomorrow is going to be Wildin' Out Wednesday. We'll have another Wildin' Out. We'll have a real Wildin' Out Wednesday show, which will be great.
Your shows always are.
A random act of kindness. Keep doing you, Steven. I appreciate it, Wayne. Thank you, brother. Yeah, man, that's what we're going to do. We're going to do Wildin' Out Wednesday tomorrow. It'll be a good show. Hope you all enjoy. Guys, go check out, shout out your podcast. Tell the people about your show.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to watch tomorrow night WCFL Dolphins Talk at 8:45 p.m. Our host, Papa Paul, myself, will not be tomorrow. I won't be there tomorrow night because I'll be at the AEW show. But the rest of the crew will be there. Ethan Steve, John O'Haley, Tom O'Gara, Papa Paul, and other special guests as well. Please tune in also.
And you never know who's going to pop. You never know who's going to pop in. As we did one night, OJ came in out of the blue. So a shout out to OJ McDuffie. We've had Richmond Webb on, Troy Drayton, and
those guys are okay.
And
I love all
Stephen D, thank you.
Thank
And
you,
Stephen
Stephen
D,
D.
thank you, brother. Thank you.
Anytime, man.
Appreciate you, man.
Anytime.
Peace,
Hope y'all
love, and
enjoyed
fins
the
up,
show today.
everybody.
Fins up. We'll see you tomorrow right here on Clock Blockers, the number
Peace,
one
love, fins
Miami
up,
fan.
everybody.
Peace.
You gon' notice now. You should notarize it. They say two up from that rock. Shout out to some more, and now it's time to lay the smack down. You think you Dwayne Johnson? Time to be the people's champ. Hit them with the people's elbows. Stick together like it's Velcro. You think you could stop us? Hell no. All day I dream about sports. I think I need some shekels.